Well, what started when she was 6 years old, Jelena Dokic's love for tennis has led her to an incredible career both on and off the court.
Yeah, we've got to remember, at 16 years of age, she caused one of the biggest upsets in tennis history, beating world number 1 Martina Hingis at Wimbledon, and former world number 4 tennis player, best-selling author of the book Unbreakable, which everyone should read, and Nine commentator Jelena Dokic is with us now. Great to meet you and great to see you here.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
What a great time for Aussie tennis. This last week has been sensational. I was at the Bolt match last night. The crowd was rallying behind him so much. Same with Popperin. It's such a great time, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And to have for the first time in 15 years 5 Aussies in the third round was incredible. And what Popperin and Bolt did yesterday, competed so well. They should be proud. They made Australia proud. And there's so many great players coming through, so it's great to see.
But what about Ash? She's got a big game ahead of her today with Sharapova. Do you think that she's going to be celebrating tonight?
Look, I think she's got a good chance, absolutely. Everyone will be behind her, but look, tough assignment, Sharapova ahead, and they've played last year. They had a really tough 3-set match. Right. It was on clay though, so very different tournament, very different conditions. But yeah, look, Ash has been playing incredible tennis all year, last year as well. Made the Sydney final again, and she's looking in incredible form. So you'd have to back her and absolutely give her a chance.
You're backing her?
Yeah, I'm backing her.
All right.
Oh, that's what we like to hear. So are we on the desk.
Yeah.
But what I love is that I feel now that the focus has turned to these great young Australian tennis players coming through the ranks. And it was a shame to see that overshadowed earlier in the week by the whole Tomic and Hewitt affair. But what I did just quickly want to ask you while you're here, because one of the things that Hewitt has said is that he blames a lot of what's happened on Tomic's upbringing. Okay. And I just think, you know, looking at yourself and the relationship you had with your father, a very domineering figure, can you relate? Can you see what he's saying there?
Yeah, I can. Look, mine obviously was a bit of a disaster as well, and I've written about that and I've talked about that. So absolutely, but I think things are changing a little bit now compared to what they were 15 or 20 years ago, because I think the parents are kind of staying out of the sport a little bit more, and they're being there in a support capacity in the way that it should be. And look, yeah, this has been unfortunate that all of this great tennis and all of these young players and everything that they've done this Australian Open, it's been overshadowed.
Do you think Leighton's a tough coach?
Look, I think with Leighton, first of all, you've got to respect what he did as a player, not just because he's a 2-time Grand Slam champion, former world number 1 Davis Cup winner, obviously, but what he represented. And, I mean, every time he went out there, he was such a competitor, never say die attitude, and he would go out there and fight till the end. But also, look, I've been around a little bit the last couple of weeks at tournaments, but also I live here in Melbourne, you know, I spend time at the National Tennis Centre, and he's there as well. And he's the first one in, the last one to go out, and he does things that at times he actually doesn't need to do, but he's got so much love and so much passion for the game, but also to help these young players, and that's what he's done. He's trying to change this culture and bring everyone together. And look, at times maybe, you know, he is a little bit tough, and everyone has their own different way of doing things, but he's certainly getting results.
And you know this, you're not going to be the best in the world and defeat the best in the world unless you're a little tough on the players and your coach. That's what coaching is.
Well, yeah, he's got also a very tough position. Don't forget that you can't satisfy everybody. And there's a lot of players now to choose from for the Davis Cup as well. And also, even when it comes to wildcards sometimes, it's hard to make everybody happy. He's in a very tough position. So, you know, he's got a tough job. I think he's doing a great job so far. And look, he's trying to do something positive here. He's trying to bring all of these guys together, create this great environment, and I think he's doing well.
Do you think we're headed for a new era in Australian tennis? We've got these great young role models, De Minaur, we've got Popperin, we've got Bolt, Ash Barty, Birrell. I hope I haven't left anyone off that list, coming through the ranks, but they've got such a positive attitude and a different approach to the game than I think we've seen in the past few.
The fans have got behind them too.
Absolutely, yes. And I even spoke to Kimberly Birrell a couple of times in Brisbane and Sydney and here, and she's such a lovely girl, for example, but also she goes out there and she fights so hard. We've got these young kids coming through that this is where our attention needs to go to. I mean, Alex, you know, we don't even need to talk about him anymore, because every time he goes out out there were just so impressed. Popperin last night, to come back from 2 sets to love down, even though he lost, doesn't matter. But what he did out there and what they stand for now, these are competitors. These are really lovely, men and women that are going out there representing Australia, and we should be proud of them.
Now, and I just read too about you, I think it was yesterday, that you've signed on as an ambassador for Jenny Craig. Can I just say, you look amazing.
Thank you.
But I mean, you've got this radical plan. It's to lose something like 33 kilos in 6 months. I mean, it's really interesting coming from that professional sports person background. I imagine that when you were playing, like everything in your life was controlled, like people determined what you ate and what have you. Was that what the problem was for you with weight gain, just stepping outside of that professional world and having to deal with all of that stuff on your own?
Yeah, retirement was tough for me because it came really suddenly, and I retired because of injury, and if it wasn't for that, I would have still played for another 4 or 5 years. So it was really quick, and that's where I struggled, and you go from this life and this structure to reality, and it's so new, and it's very hard to deal with. So I struggled in that transition, and Jenny Craig, it's been amazing. And when I first tried it, just how easy it is, how everything's planned out for you, portion control, and this kind of even public accountability a little bit now, and it's
almost like having a coach all over again.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, so it's been great to be a part of the program, the convenience of it, but also I've decided to do it publicly because I think a lot of people go through this, a lot of women go through this, so hopefully I can inspire them, hopefully we can do it together. And, hopefully I can help someone out there.
You're always an inspiration, Jelena.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you.
Thank you so much.
And go Ash Barty.
Yeah, go Barty, go the Barty.